Hi guys, today we're landing at Manchester, runway 23 right here, and we're checking out the Macco Simulations Manchester Scenary, which is available on the marketplace, but also through their website. Links will be in the description below. Please hit that subscribe and like button, and today we'll be going through one of the most comprehensive sceneries for the simulator currently, and I'll be explaining you some of the positives and some of the negatives of this scenery. So I'll let you guys enjoy the approach here. We're landing 2-3 right with the famous bump, which Macco Simulations Manchester have managed to incorporate. So if on landing you notice a large bump in the runway, that is actually there in real life. It's the famous bump. So feel free to rate my touchdown in the comments below. So guys, you'll see here, we're currently sat up at the tower, and one of the most notable things at Manchester is the initial level of detail and level of detail added when you get the scenery to the main terminal down here. We have a look at where we parked. We can see that this concrete movement here may look erratic. However, if you check with Google Maps or another map service, you can actually see that this is exactly how it is in real life. The level of the ground detail here is very realistic, making very realistic tarmac. We have a look here, the level of trucks and traffic detail is highly detailed, with lots of things parked up and lots of vehicles we don't normally see, and so therefore they've had to be graphically designed into the game. If we go the other side of this pier here and have a look around, we can see it seems quite basic, however it's very realistic. So we go underneath, we can actually see full 3D detailed design. We slow down the drone speed a bit, so I'm a little bit slower. If we have a look in this terminal here, we can see the glass appears transparent from the outside, which makes for a very convincing terminal. But sadly, when you go inside, it's just a basic building. But from the outside, it looks very realistic, and this makes for a very nice finish. Moving up the terminal, we can see we've got the inlet here to Manchester, and this looks very realistic. And all parking stands have been equipped with markings for different aircraft on where they should stop. And the taxi lines, you can see, have been updated as the yellow has been dimmed a bit, and the outside has been marked with black, making it look very, very nice. Here we can see the old control tower, still left there, and the nice long-haul aircraft where they park, and the BA Terminal 2 over there. Here we can see we've got some nice texturing and beige texture colours on this airway here. However, if we have a look, we can see an outline of a plane actually here. I'm not quite sure why that is, however I found that that is just something that is there. Moving further up, this is where they plan to do some future updates to add some more detail to this area of the airfield. However, this is very realistic to how it is in real life, and therefore it looks very good. Terminal 2 looking great, again with some aircraft models on the ground. However, we can look over this and the scenery looks very nice there. As we come over to this side of the airfield, we can see the Thomas Cook hangar from where they used to be. This looks very good. And is a very nice addition to the airport, making you really feel like you're there. Let's move slow so we can actually see a jet2.com hangar, and the nice maintenance area looking very realistic with a good taxiway markings and burn pads. Another nice hangar again here, looking great, and the fire station actually down here looking very nice with some realistic fire trucks parked behind some grass. This looks really good, again adding that further detail to the airport. Moving over here, we've got the jet pad area where they test the engines. This looks very good and very realistic. The corrugated iron along the side looks very realistic with good colour and textures on it. Over here we see a training aircraft, used by whoever needs to. Then moving down here, we have a nice Monarch cockpit of, I think that's an MD-11 parked up. Comment in the description if you know what it is. A nice reminder, and it looks very nice. It's there in real life. Over here we have, of course, the jet park with some benches placed behind the fence, with the bump looking very realistic, just as it is in real life. A really nice spotting area if any of you guys up in Manchester. This hangar is where the Concorde Concorde is parked. Sadly, it's not too detailed. Quite a lot of photogrammetry, as we can see on the ground here. However, this does still look very nice. The grass textures have been upgraded with the Macco Simulations Manchester. If ever you come to Manchester with me on a group flight, you'll notice that on one of these taxiways, it's here, there's a building in the middle of it. That, of course, has been removed. And we can see the grass looks very nice, and it's slightly a duller colour. Moving down, we can see the taxiway lines and the markings on these lines with some good lights and very realistic textures on the taxiways. This looks really, really nice, and adds a huge level of detail when you're taxiing around the airport. On a downside, sadly, here we see we've got a grass strip going across the taxiway here, with some grass across it. This could be a little off-putting when you've been told to line up by VATSIM through here. However, it's nothing too much. On landing, you probably saw the bump on 2-3 right as we came in. We'll go explore that in a little bit detail, so if we go have a zip around, we can have a look. Again, looking at the runway textures, if I slow down here, we can see we've got some good patches of tarmac where they've patched up the runway. This is all very realistic in real life, and looks really good. Going to the side here, you can probably see the bump there. See the nice curl up there. Doesn't look too major from the side, however, actually once you're landing, it's very, very bumpy. Moving across to 2-3 left, which actually in VATSIM we don't use too much. However, it'd be nice if we did. It's a very nice runway. The taxiway textures heading to 2-3 left are very realistic and look very good. The taxiway markings and holding lights look very good and actually do flash, which makes it very realistic. The ILS lights, stands, looking very nice going across the runway. And 2-3 left itself, with a long departure pad, looks really, really nice. And the runway is actually quite bumpy itself, which makes for a very fun, which is always fun, as this is even more realistic than it was with the new Macco Flight Sim, which added bumped runways, which is very fun. Going down, we can see the textures on the runway looking very good. Some detailed asphalt and concrete, which looks really nice. And of course, the D-pad at the end for turning around. Moving across here, we can see the tunnels that go under the runway at Manchester have been updated by Macco, and so look really good. The cars moving in between, they now actually go through rather than disappearing. However, probably still some work needs to be done on this, but I think this looks very good. The airport in itself is fairly easy on frame rate. However, if you notice on landing, we had a little bit more lag than the Innsbruck Scenary, and therefore I think you should be wary if you're buying this and make sure you have a PC that is good enough to run it, as it can cause a few amounts of lag, which can be fairly annoying. With the new update, we can see we've got some better grass textures around here, looking really nice, and some lampposts, making for a great airport, which really adds that 3D level of detail to the airport, making it seem even more realistic when flying here on VATSIM. If you plan to fly on VATSIM, I really recommend this scenery, as in the original model we don't have many taxiway markings or taxiway lines, which is very difficult for taxiing on VATSIM, as this Manchester is a very complicated string of taxiways. Here we can see the Isle of Manchester sign. So if you're looking to fly on VATSIM at Manchester, this is a must-have scenery, as it adds all the correct closures, which in the normal game aren't there, and so therefore you can taxi through them, and it adds the realistic taxi level of details which you need flying on VATSIM. Looking at this terminal, it looks very good. They've clearly updated the building work here, making for a great scenery. So if we just have a zoom out again, we can look at the major airfield, and we can clearly see this is a huge update from the original Manchester scenery, which, to be honest, is not very good. I really recommend the scenery, as I said, for anyone who's flying on VATSIM. And if you want to buy it, link will be in the description, and you can buy it through the game as well. I really recommend it. Great scenery. Even if you're not looking to fly on VATSIM, this scenery adds a huge level of detail to your flying, especially if Manchester is one of your home airports, or a good airport to fly out of. I really recommend going out of Manchester as well. I fly out of here a lot, as it's a really nice airport centred in the centre of the UK, so therefore it's really easy to depart from. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any thoughts or additions you want to make, please share them in the comments. Thanks, see you in another video.